So this is a project I've wanted to do for a little while. I love the basic idea of this sitting room, but it, in my mind, is too cluttered. It's already a little intimidating for people because you have to duck under the beam to go into it. It's the beam that's right here where the pictures are is lower than the ceiling of the sitting room, which is the floor of the loft. The reason it's dropped like that is because originally in here there was a bed cubby, a built-in bed cubby, and then what is now my little bedroom was a full writing room. I had my desk in there and my bookcase and a rocking chair, and I wrote up there. That's where I went to write. And this was open and airy, just a full-size bed built in, and I thought people would sit on it like a day bed, a chair similar to this one, not that one, but similar, was sort of in the corner where this wicker cabinet is. So you could sit in the chair, sit on the bed like a day bed, and then in front of the bed was this cedar chest, which served as a coffee table. And unfortunately, people would not sit on my bed, and I determined actually that I didn't like having my bed right there. I wanted a little private sleeping area. So I would have left it, except the floor that was on here originally, which was the beige of where you see my cup and saucer sitting, was very thin, vinyl with no underlayment, and it started to ripple, and I was afraid it would get mold, which it probably would have, because the rippling was probably moisture. So I had someone tear that floor up, and while they were doing that, I had them tear the bed cubby out. And that was 6 years ago, right at the beginning of the pandemic. And ever since then, I've had various configurations of sitting room. I like this configuration best. I tried a love seat across here. I tried a love seat across here. And it's probably better to have fewer pieces of furniture, like fewer tables. I didn't have this maple table at the time. I inherited that from my former spouse when he passed away, and his executor mailed it to me. And this table was upstairs in my writing room. So I just had this little table that you see here. And then, sorry. Oh, go down. How do you go down? Go down. There you go. Okay. And then I had the cedar chest serving as a coffee table, basically, or a bedside table. So it was a little better with fewer pieces of furniture. But in this configuration, 4 people can sit fairly comfortably, but it's gotten a little cluttered. There are things here that have just ended up there and they need to be put away. Same thing with up here. This situation is troubling. So I also have to hang up my clothes, which have just been dangling there as I wore them this week. So I'm going to hang up my clothes. I'm going to put away the little cluttery. And then I'm going to see if I can make tweaks to the layout to make it a little less cramped in and a little more welcoming. There is more light there. There's an overhead light, which is pretty glaring. And both of those other lamps work, which is what we usually use. The overhead light is really bright. And because it's just, I think it's 46 inches maybe off the ground, or 48. It's kind of right in your eyes. What is it? There it is right there. So, I don't know. It's maybe, what is 48? 4 feet? It's maybe 48 or 50 inches off the ground. It's right in your eyes when you're sitting. So we just use lamps. And they make it fairly bright. I only have one on right now. But anyway, I'm going to tweak the layout, put away some of the clutter, put away my clothes, and see if it's a little better. And I will. If I like it, I will show it to you. If I don't like it, I might show it to you and ask for your opinions. So stay tuned. It might be a couple days, but for you, it will really just be the next frame. So it is about 9:45 on the same day that I filmed the first clip. I've managed to move things and clean a little. Whoops, sorry. So I ended up moving the blue rocker and switching it with the cream colored chair, and moved the cedar chest under the table, and the little stool that had been under the table is now here. It's a little more open. I still have to pick up some debris, not debris, but things that have been left behind and not put away. But I'm going to live with this for a day or two. You can sit in every chair comfortably, and I'm relatively sure that 3 people could be sitting in the chairs and not feel like their legs are cramping each other. So I'm going to live with this for a few days and see what I think. More later. So I just had to do this interlude between the sitting room episodes to show you that I'm fighting my closet situation again. I wanted to have my closet completely revamped as part of the sitting room makeover, and one of my lifelong problems, not lifelong, tiny house life problems, has been what to do with my shoes. If you scroll back through 4 years of videos, you'll see 4 or 5 episodes of shoe storage. They started out in a storage ottoman, I think. Then they were on a bench for a while, or under a bench. Then they were in, I don't know, 2 or 3 other places. They've been in this box in my closet waiting for a solution, and I looked at 15,000 types of shoe shelves, or whatever storage options, shoe storage options, and none of them will fit in my life or my closet. So my closet is 21 inches wide, and calling it a closet is really a stretch. It's an understair cubby, and it is 21 inches deep, I believe. And I have, at any given time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 pairs of shoes. And that box, as you can see, can fit 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of shoes. And the problem is I'm not a real girl. I'm the Pinocchio of girls. I wear Doc Martens and dance goes Blundstones, and those shoes do not fit in most shoe storage options. I don't know if you can see them, if my shadow's on there. Oh, my shadow's on there. But anyway, so I found this. I found a pants hanger thing. I can't remember. I can't figure out where it is. There it is. And normally my pants are in this drawer, my tops are in that drawer, the ones that don't have to hang up. And I thought, well, if I could hang up my pants, I wouldn't have to shove everything in there. And then I have these 3 drawers over here, which are bags that I don't need and want to get rid of, and my things that I wear to sleep in, and then usually sweaters. And I switch them out seasonally. I just wrote a blog about this called My Body, Myself, about clothes. It started out being called Clothes, but I think it ended up being called My Body, Myself. You're getting a sneak preview of the sitting room. As you can see, I rearranged it again. But anyway, I hung the pants up on the right side, and even on a pants hanger adapter, they took up like 6 inches, and I only have 21 inches, and I think I counted, I said I had 4 dresses, but I think I have 8. So I have 8 dresses, 3 sweaters, 4 hanging tops, and a couple of jackets. I mean, it's not a lot of clothes, people, but I don't have a lot of places to put them. So now my pants have ended up down here, and I actually discovered that I don't just have 2 pair, I have 6 pair. If you read my blog entry, you'll see that I actually made it count, but it was a mental count, and now I'm making a physical count. So, once again, as any tiny house owner experiences, I have more shoes and more clothes than the space I allocated to store them. And I have 3 choices. I can, you see me in the mirror? There I am in the mirror. Hi. I can get rid of clothes, which frankly I don't have that many. I have winter clothes in storage. I have fewer winter clothes, but they take up more room because they're thick. So I can either get rid of clothes and shoes. I can reallocate space. Like I could get rid of the chair on which I'm sitting, which normally tucks under here, and put drawers there instead. But I sit on this chair every day. The neighbor's dog is barking. Or I can figure out a more clever way to store things in the space that I currently have allocated. I had a hanger explosion. I found these hangers at the Dollar General. They are wire hangers, but they're coated. And they were 7 hangers for $2. I know you all swear by velvet hangers, and I did convert to velvet hangers when I moved here. There I am in the mirror again. But they break. I mean, I break probably 5 a month. So I'm just trying to do my best. So anyway, that's my segue. And if I conquer the clothing beast, as Dennis Lisenby would say, I'll update you. And when I get it all done, I'll do a final segment of the sitting room, which I'm actually pretty pleased about. And I just want to say, Michelle Burke gave me another table. And it was a beautiful table. I don't have a picture of it, but it was a beautiful table. And I brought it home, and I tried to figure out where it could go, and I ended up giving it to the young lady that works the front desk at the law firm where I moonlight. and she was very happy to get it. So I'm proud of myself. It would have been about my 8th table. So anyway, more later. So this is not optimal, but you can't really tell. But those shoes are in a wooden box. Let me get a little closer. And there is actually an inverted shelf in that box. So 4 pairs of shoes are on or under the shelf, I guess. And then I have 2 pairs of shoes up here. Let's see, so I have 3 pair on top of the shelf, and 2 pair under the shelf, and 2 pair on top of the box. This is the tightest, cramped shoe arrangement I've had in the 8 years I've lived here. My sister just asked me if I really needed 8 pairs of shoes. And here's the deal. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. There are 2 pairs of shoes up here. So I have 1, 2, 3 pairs of Doc Martens, 1, 2 pairs of Dance Goes, sorry. Oh, and up here there's 1 pair of Doc Martens and my Bloodstone boots. Different days, I can wear different shoes. One of the difficulties about being ambulatorially challenged, mobility impaired, is some days you can wear a certain kind of shoes and some days you can't. So those shoes are picked by what I can wear. Some days I can deal with a buckle, some days I can't. Some days I can deal with laces, some days I can't. And on days when nothing else works, I have my Blundstones, which I just pull on. I never wear girl shoes. The closest I come are these Dance Go Mary Janes. That's just the way it is. One time I wore a pair of, let's see if you can see me. One time I'm laughing. One time I was working in Jeff City. I was very young, thin, mildly pretty, and I had a suit on and I had on girl shoes. They were pumps or something. And this was 1978 probably, so I was 23 maybe. So I walked into a legislative office and one of the people there said, I told somebody I thought that was you, but those weren't your feet. And it was because I had on girl shoes that tapped on the marble floor. So anyway, I don't wear girl shoes, but I got all my hanging clothes in there, and they're neatly hung. Jackets, shirts, dresses. I had hoped to hang up my pants, but I didn't. So these are my tops, short sleeve, long sleeve. They're all merino, by the way, or cotton. And then that's my Delta Bay shirt that I occasionally have to wear to events. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of pants. Perfect. So it all worked out pretty well. And when I get the rubble cleaned up off the floor, there's the rubble, I'll turn the light on and take an after video of the sitting room. And then you'll be up to date on the home organization. And I will carry on. So I've completed the sitting room. So I did end up switching the blue chair back to the corner. It just didn't have enough rocking room where this cream-colored chair is. It's a little wonky there because of the stuff that's behind it. But I'll probably switch the angel shelf that's on the left side with the angel shelf that's on the right side. And that will help quite a bit. But the big thing is I got the cedar chest away from here So now there's walking room here. The cedar chest came to about right there, so you really had a narrow, maybe 20 inches of path, maybe that light colored board and the one next to it. So now you have a true walking path. The cedar chest is there for now, as is my sewing box, which I do use. I use that cedar chest for storage, winter blankets, that sort of thing. That's tomorrow's problem. I might figure out how to use that differently. But I think it's much better now. You can get in the sitting room. You're not overwhelmed by things. And yeah, I like it. The closet is reasonably organized, as you saw. So come sit and have coffee with me. So thanks for spending a few minutes of my tiny life with me. And I'll see you next time.